Hello all and welcome back to my channel. I am Rebecca Bhattacharya and I will be continuing with my deep learning playlist. So in this lecture I am going to tell you about the loops in Python. I am going to start with the loops in Python, and the first type of loop is the for loop, and there are other types of loop, that is the while loop also, and the do while loop also, the break and continue statements. I will be discussing with you in my future videos. So for this lecture I am going to tell you about the for loop in Python. So if you like this video, please give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. So let's start with the first example. Let me write a code like for I in range. Suppose I want to print some numbers. I want to print numbers up to 25. So let me write here as 25, and here I am giving a colon, and then I am writing as print I. So what does this for loop do? For loop is actually used to repeat a block of code a fixed number of times. So you can see here that since I'm writing here as 25, so I want to print numbers up to 25. So I'm repeating the same step, that is displaying the numbers by incrementing them by 1 and displaying the numbers up to 25. So I'm repeating the same step for which I'm using the for loop. So here, as I have said that I want to print numbers up to 25, so I have written here as for I in range 25, and then I am printing the numbers. Suppose I want to print it like this format. Suppose I value is, now here suppose I am using the dot format function. I have already told you about the dot format function of the string. So here I am displaying the I value in a dot format string function, and now let me run this code. So now you can see here that I value is starting from 0, and you can roll down and you can see here that I value is 24. So you can see that I have given here 25 because I want to print the numbers from 1 to 25, but it is printing here from 0 to 24. So why it is like this? Remember one thing, that when you are mentioning the for loop like this, that is for I in range 25, then it will take the default starting value as 0. So here, since I have not mentioned any starting value, so it has taken the default starting value as 0, and from 0 it is displaying up 25 numbers starting from 0, for which it is displaying up to 24. Now if you want to display up to 25, suppose you want to display, that is I will start from 0 and I will end the value up to 25. So here you will write here as 26, and you will again run it, and you can see here that it is again starting from 0, and it is now displaying, that is I value is 25. The last value is displaying as 25. So this you can see here that this is one of the format of the for loop, that one of the functionalities of the for loop, that you can see that just displaying the value starting from the default value up to the n-1th term, that is n-1th value. Here since it is 26, so it will display up to 26 minus 1, that is 25. So in here is the value that I am giving within the for loop. Now suppose you want to print the numbers starting from 1. then what will you do? Suppose you want to start from this portion, that is I value is 1. Now for that, what will you do? Here you will just add 1 comma 26. Now this 1 comma 26, what will it do? It will just start the value from I is value is 1 and it will display up to 25. So here you are actually explicitly mentioning the starting value, and the Python interpreter will take the starting value mentioned by the user. So it will take the starting value from from 1. So let's run this part. So yes, you can see here that the Python interpreter has taken the value mentioned by the user in this for loop, that is 1, and it has displayed the results from I value is 1, and it is displaying up to 25 again, since I have given here 26. So this is actually the function of the range, that is the range function is actually helping us to define what is the range of the values. Suppose I want to display all the values between the range 1 to 26. So this is actually the case for the range function in the for loop. Now suppose I add here something, suppose 3 I am adding here. Now what does it mean? So without 3, you know that 1 comma 26 means it will start printing from the number 1 and it will display up to 25, or in minus 1, that is 26 minus 1 equal to 25. Now what will happen if I give here comma 3 suppose? Now what does it mean? It actually means that I want to start from 1 and I want to display up to 25, but I want to display with an increment of 3. That is, it will start from 1, the next value it will display, it will print by incrementing or by adding the previous number with 3s. So let's run this part again. So yes, you can see here that it is starting from 1, since I have mentioned here 1, so it is starting from 1, that is I value is 1. Now the next value it is not displaying as 2. Why? Because we have given here comma 3. So we have mentioned here 3 means I am asking the Python interpreter to print my next value by adding the previous value with 3. So it will add 3 to the previous value, that is 1, and it will display as 4. Again for the next value, that is the third value 7, it will add 3 to 4, that is 3 plus 4, and it is displaying as 7. So it will go on like this, and it will be printed up to 25 here, because the increment after incrementing 22 by 3, it is giving as 25. So it is just matching with our case. Now suppose what will happen if I enter here 27. Now actually you know that if I do not have this 3 here, now you know that it will display from 1 to the last value will be 26. Now what will happen if I give 3 here? If I ask the Python interpreter to add 3 with the previous value, now what will it display? Let me run it. Now you can see here that it is still displaying 25 and it is not displaying 26. Why? Because since I am adding 3 with the previous value, for every loop, for every iteration I am adding 3. So what will happen is that after adding 3, keep on adding 3 with the previous value, it will keep on adding and it will give the final result as I value is 25. It will reach here, it will again try to add with 3, that is 3 plus 5, that is it is becoming 28. So you can see here that since it is becoming 28 but my range is 27, that is my actual range is 26 up to 26 because n minus 1. So it is not it is after adding with 3 to 25 it is becoming 28 and it is not abiding by the range, so it will print up to the 25, up to the I value is equal to 25. So this is actually the another range functionalities in for loop. Now suppose I want to print from I value is 25. Suppose I want to print, that is the starting value will be 25 and the end value will be 1 or something like that. You can give it any value. I am giving it here as 25. You can give any starting value or any end value and any increment or decrement number. Now if you want to reverse the order, you want to print this whole output in the reverse order, then what will you do? Here you will give the starting value as 25. Since I am printing it in reverse order, so I am giving the starting value as 25. Now I am giving the end value as 1 and I am decrementing, means I am asking the Python interpreter to subtract 3 from the previous number or the previous value. Now let me run this. So see here that I value is 25. Now I am decrementing the previous value. I am subtracting the previous value by 3 and it is again showing as 22. Again I am subtracting 3 from 22, 19. So it is it will go on like this, and in the last case you see here that I value is 4. Now it is not showing 1. So why it is not showing 1 in this case? Because you can see here that if we subtract 4 minus 3, then it is giving us 1. But we know that the range function will go up to 0 or up to the starting value to up to n minus 1 term. So since I have given the end value as 1, so it will go up to here, since I am reversing the order, so it will go up to 2. Up to value 2 means n plus 1. In reverse case it is n plus 1 and in the forward case it is n minus 1. So it will go up to 2, that is 1 n plus 1, that is 1 plus 1 equal to 2. But since after subtracting 3 from 4 it is coming as 1, so it is not printing 1 here, it is printing up to the I value equal to 4. Now let's see some other examples of for loop. Suppose now I am taking a string. Now I am going to show you how this for loop works with the string. Now suppose I am taking a string as suppose apple, orange, mango, cherry. So yeah, this is the case. Suppose this is my string, and suppose I want to separate the strings and I want to display each and every letter of the strings separately. Then how will I write it here? What will I do? I will again write the for loop for I in range. Now what will be my range? Now I have already told you that strings value, actually the first starting value of the string start from 0 and it goes up to the length minus 1. Okay, so since I am starting it from 0, so I have to start it from 0. I want to display from A only, so I will write here as 0 comma len of str. Now this len of str actually helps us to print the value starting from the 0th index of the string up to the length minus 1 index of the string. So let me write the full code first. So print stri. So this stri, why I am writing like this is that we know that every string has a position, or it has an index. So suppose L. So this letter L is in which position? If you start from it, you can see here that 0, 1, 2, 3. So it is in the third position. So every letters of the string is assigned with some position. So in order to display each and every letter of this string, I am specifying the position as I. That means I am starting from 0. For I in range, it will pick 0 first, and then it will print str of 0. What is str of 0? That is A. Again it will increment. It will go to the next value, that is it will increment it by 1, and it will the I value will become 1, and it will print the next, that is print str of 1, that is it will print P. Again it will increment by 1, again it will become 2, it will print str2, that is it will again print the second P, that is the P in the second position. So it will again print the letter P. So this is actually the working of this for loop. So let me run this first. So it is coming an error. Okay, so here I am have given the bracket, so str. So here the bracket will be like this. So yes, so you can see here that APPLE. Now you can see that it is printing the commas also, because I have already told you in string that the spaces or the commas in between the words are also considered as a position, are also considered the spaces are also assigned with some index or position. So when it is printing apple, suppose it is printing 0 and 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now it is printed up to the 4th position. Now when it is incrementing the 4 by 1 and it is coming as 5, now it is seeing here that in my 5th position there is a comma. So when I am writing it here as print str of 5, it is printing the comma also. So this is actually the main technique for extracting all the letters of the string, and this is the function of the for loop with the strings. Now let me add another cell. Okay, now suppose I want to work with some numbers. Now how the for loop is applied in numbers, like number string, means I am taking the string, but I am not considering the string as letters or characters. I am taking a number string. Suppose str is equal to, suppose 2, 3, 4. So here I am taking as number. Now what will now suppose I want to print this number, all the numbers of this string separately. Then what will I do? I will again run a for loop for I in range 0, len str. So since my string name is str here, so I am writing here as str also. So str, then I am printing print str of I. Now let me run it. So here again you can see that it is applying the same concept as I have mentioned in this case, that is, it is going by each and every index or position, and it is picking up the letters. In this case it is picking up the numbers, and it is printing the numbers one by one, of each and every number one by one. And again the comma is getting printed here because the comma or the space that is present in this string is also assigned with some position. Now if I want to print this number only, but I want to print it in a single line without a comma, then what will I do? Suppose I want to print 2 3 4 6 7 8 8 7 3 9 8 2, and I want to print it in a single line and without the commas in between. Then what will I do? Then I will write as, it will remain like this. I will just write if str I in 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Then I am printing the str, and I am, in order to prevent the cursor from going to the next line, I am adding the end function as end like this. I am just preventing the cursor in going to the next line, so I am adding the end function, and I am printing here as end is equal to, after printing each number, I am asking the Python interpreter to keep the cursor in that line only and to print the next number. So let me run this. Okay, so since this is the indentation part, so I have to write like print str I comma end is equal to like this. So yes, so you can see here that it is displaying the number as it is displaying the same string, but it is now displaying it without any commas in between. That means this end function is actually preventing the cursor from going to a new line and then printing the next number of the string. So here after printing 2, it is the cursor is remaining in this same line, and it is again printing 3, again printing 4, and after 4 it is the Python interpreter is keeping the cursor in the same line, and without giving any printing any commas, it is just printing the number next to the comma. So this is actually the functionality of the end function, that is, it helps the Python interpreter to print the statement in a single line without going to a new line. So this is the basics of the for loop. Now I will be uploading this Python for loop file in my GitHub repository, so if you want to practice from there, you can also do it. You can also download from my GitHub repository, and I will be giving the description, I will be giving the link of that GitHub repository in my description, so you can check the link from the description below. So that's all for this lecture. I will be continuing with this loop statement, that is the while loop and the break and continue statements, and there are other functions of the Python also in my future videos. So that's all for this video. See you in my next lecture. Thank you.